Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our 15th nightly Read Aloud with Dr. Ivey. That's me. Today is Friday. Happy Friday. It is Friday, April the 3rd, 2020. My name is Trevor Ivey, and I'm a proud educator in Sumter County, South Carolina. And like so many of our educator colleagues right here in the Sumter community, in the great state of South Carolina, across our nation and even the world, we're being asked to step up and out of our comfort zone to completely redesign teaching and learning experiences to maintain our students' engagement during this unprecedented time when schools are closed. And while I may not be in a schoolhouse at the present time, my heart remains with children far and wide, and I will continue to share my passion, and my passion is through literacy. And so to that end, I have dedicated a nightly Read Aloud each school night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like I said earlier in our opening remarks, today marks the end of the third week in which schools have been closed. So this is our 15th nightly Read Aloud. And I have been super excited to build this virtual community with boys and girls literally of all ages. And so I want to say thank you again to those that have been faithfully tuning in. If you're just now joining in with us on your first time, this is designed to be a family engaging event. So that's why I said boys and girls of all ages. We start each night at 7:55 with a roll call, which usually involves you commenting in the box below your name, location, if you're comfortable with it, as well as your children's names, as well as the answer to a question which serves as our roll call question. This week, we really have taken on a new theme of promoting this idea of unprecedented kindness during this unprecedented time in which we find ourselves home, schools closed, events canceled, and just so many changes taking place. And so just to recap what books we have read this week, our third week, on Monday, we finished up our study into the engineering design process with a book titled If I Built a Car. On Tuesday, we really started to explore the idea of kindness and really this question of, are you a bucket dipper or are you a bucket filler, with the book titled How Full Is Your Bucket? On Wednesday, we took it one step further and applied the actions of being kind towards one another to the schoolhouse with a book titled The Buddy Bench. On Thursday last night, we took a step back and we explored our inner landscape with a book titled Be You. And tonight, boys and girls, I have a book that's going to kind of tie all of it together that is titled The Unstoppable Me. And so this book is a really positive message for boys and girls of all ages. And I want you to think about the power of having this growth mindset, right? Where you have unlimited potential. There's no limit on your thinking. And that rather than trying to fit in all of the time, what is it that you could do to separate yourself and become unstoppable? And always strive to reach your fullest potential as you reach your dreams. So that is the idea of the book, Unstoppable Me. It's got a different plot to it. So rather than following the usual elements of a fiction text where we have characters and we have a traditional plot, this book highlights 10 important lessons. Lessons on the value of taking risks, dealing with stress and anxiety, and learning really how to live in the moment and enjoy each moment that we are given. And so with each of the 10 lessons, I am going to highlight an example and an illustration of how one particular child would apply this concept in his or her everyday life. So without further ado, let's take a look at Unstoppable Me. The author is Dr. Wayne Dyer with Christina Tracy, and the pictures are illustrated by Stacy Budnick. Let's take a look at The Unstoppable Me. Lesson number 1. You are great no matter what. You are worthwhile simply because you are alive. So never forget this, boys and girls, and you are sure to thrive. Learn from your mistakes and you'll get stronger as you grow. Believe that you will succeed and then make it so. If you value yourself and all that you are, you will truly be unstoppable. You'll be the next superstar. The example that I want to share with you comes from a little lady named Sally. Sally says, I have a part in the big school play, but unfortunately I forgot all of my lines today. Some kids laughed and I wanted to hide, but I still believed in myself because I'm a star on the inside. So tonight, when I'm standing in that brilliant spotlight, no matter what happens, I'm going to be all right. All right, lesson number 2. Persistence pays off. When there is something in your life, boys and girls, that you want to really do, once you begin, you must always remember to follow through. It's not about talent or if you are smart. It's about never quitting something that you start. So don't tell yourself, I can't. And don't dwell on past mistakes, because your patience and determination are really all that it takes. So the example comes from a little boy named Felix. Felix says, every day after school, I practice my guitar. I know I can be just as good as any rock star. I don't ever give up when my chords sound wrong, because I play them over and over till I nail that song. My friends all say, can't you play something new? But to get where I want, I know what I have to do. Lesson number 3. Welcome the unknown. Change is a good thing. It happens every day. If you learn this when you are young, boys and girls, it's going to help you on your way. You'll find that each day is different from the day before, and it sometimes feels scary when opening a new door. But if you don't fear change and embrace it instead, life will be an adventure and you'll never look back, because you'll always be looking forward to what's ahead. The example comes from a group of children, and it starts with a girl named Shay. Shay says, I've always spent the summer with my best friend, but this year, Mom sent me to sleepover camp, which seemed so far away. I cried and I yelled, I won't know anyone when I go. But Dad told me, try it. I know you're going to have some fun. So guess what? He was right. I had nothing to fear. I had such a blast that I cannot wait to go next year. Let's find out lesson number 4. You have a choice. Boys and girls, you have to rely on yourself and be true to who you are. What's unique about you is what will take you absolutely far. So don't look to others to say that you're going to be okay. You know it deep down inside, so believe it. Show your own self the way. Don't blame others for the things you say or do, because every choice that you make is all up to you. And our example comes from a little boy named Otto. Otto says, sometimes I think too much about what others do or say. I feel so small around them, and they must know the right way. But then I stop and I listen to that little voice on the inside that once in a while whispers to my heart, you always have a choice. So I pause and I think to myself, what's the best way for me? Only I know who and what I really want to be. Lesson number 5. Say goodbye to all of your worry. Boys and girls, if you want to be truly unstoppable, there's something you must know. Worrying can bring you down, and it can cause helpless feelings to grow. So just try to remember when stressful thoughts attack you that positive actions on your part are the best way to fight back. So make sure to take time to talk to someone if you're feeling blue. Tell them about your thoughts because sharing your burdens can help you through many of life's rough spots. Our example comes from a little girl named Shay again. Last night, Shay said, I was so worried about today's spelling test, I could barely concentrate on studying, and I didn't get much rest. So this morning when I woke up, I told my mom exactly how I felt. She gave me a hug and we practiced my words, and all of my worries started to disappear. I'll do the best I possibly can, and that's enough for me because it feels so good to take control. I feel so confident. I feel so free. Lesson number 6. Peace begins with you. If you want peace inside your heart, don't let any anger come in because it's just a feeling after all. It doesn't have to win. So when you're mad and let it change the things you say and do, not only do you hurt yourself, but those around you too. So take your anger and let it go. Learn to rise above, and then you can create a better world, one that is filled with peace and love. Our example comes from a little boy named Felix. Felix again says, I was just watching some art at work when out came my brother Tim. He stepped on their heels and the ants became so mad. I really wanted to hit him, but instead I hopped up on my swing and let my anger fly away, and I thought of how my brother and I could find a nice way to play together. I left proud because I chose the peaceful way to be. When I have peace inside my heart, life seems much better to me. Lesson number 7. Enjoy the here and the now. Boys and girls, your past is now behind you, and it should teach you many things. You also have your future, and you wonder what it will bring. All these things to think about can cause your head to spin, so remember this key to exact happiness. Enjoy the moment that you find yourself in. Take pleasure in the here and the now. Don't always be on the run. The road you take to reach your goal should be all part of the fun. Our example comes from a little girl named Sally. Sally says, last week when I got a new kite, I took it out to fly, but it was harder than it actually looked, and I got mad when it didn't go so high. That's when my dad said, take a deep breath and slow it down a hair. It's not just the goal that brings you joy, it's the path that you take to get there. And so when I stopped to look around, I saw that he was exactly right. I saw that my family was having fun and the beautiful colors of my kite. Lesson number 8. Healthy me. Your body, boys and girls, is amazing. So pay attention and you will find that your body responds to exactly what you think, what you put inside your mind. So tell yourself often, I'm healthy and I'm strong. And if you happen to get sick, know that you won't be sick for long. Good thoughts and good humor are truly the best start for a super healthy mind, body, spirit, and heart. Our example comes from a little girl named Claire. Claire says, I just love to play outside, getting exercise and lots of fresh air. My dog and I stay out until dark when my grandma comes. Come in, Claire. At dinner, we sit down to enjoy my dad's spaghetti, which I know is good for me. And while I'm at the table, we talk and we laugh and we enjoy each other's company. When I go to bed, my body feels great from everything that I've done. Taking care of my body and staying healthy is actually lots of fun. Lesson number 9. Creativity, boys and girls, is the key. When it comes to your greatness, creativity is absolutely key, because with it, there is no limit to what you can actually be. So being creative can mean so many things, and it's finding your own way to meet the challenges that life will bring you. So if you have ideas for your own way to shine, just stay there to yourself, stay true to all of you, and you will do just fine. The example for this lesson comes from Shamika. Shamika says, I love to be different and wacky and wild. Dad says that I'm his creative child. Like when I make a cake, it's so unique and fun. I don't always do things the way that they should be done. It doesn't matter to me if people think that I am strange. I am unstoppable, and I don't need to change. Our last lesson, lesson number 10, what can you give? Boys and girls, what is a life full of meaning and purpose, one that's truly limit-free? It's when you learn to look outside yourself and not always think, well, what about me? It means that you see the goodness and beauty everywhere you turn, and you take every experience in life as a chance for you to learn. It's being at peace every day with a respect for all things that live, and not wondering what you can get, but wondering what you can give. The example comes from a little boy named Dane. Dane asks his grandpa, what brings you joy, Grandpa? Grandpa answers, well, candy, of course, or a brand new toy. He smiled at me and he said, I'm sure that can be true, and there is much more that can bring joy to you. Love and friendship and learning to give will make your life fulfilling and an absolute pleasure to live. So boys and girls, our book for tonight 15 of our Read Aloud with Dr. Ivey, titled Unstoppable Me. You have so many great things that make you who you are. You have to embrace all of the special things that make you what you truly are, and that is to be the best that you can possibly be. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's Read Aloud, Unstoppable Me. I know that I enjoyed all of the 10 lessons, and even though I am not a young boy or girl, I can still apply these lessons to my life, even at my age. So as we bring our 15th nightly Read Aloud to a close, let's reflect on our 4 questions. Question number 1. What was your favorite part about today? Tell your parent, your fuzzy friend, or your older sibling what was your favorite part about today. All right, question number 2. What was your least favorite part about today? Question number 3. If you could change one thing about today, what would it be? And question number 4. What's one thing that you hope is going to happen tomorrow? Well, boys and girls, that's it for our nightly Read Aloud. Remember, if no one has told you that they love you today or that they care about you, Dr. Ivey is here to tell you that he loves you and he cares about you so very much. And enjoy your weekend. I hear it's going to be beautiful weather. Practice all of your safety procedures that we should be implementing. And we'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend.